I didn't mean to scare you with that face, but hopefully you'll be locked in when you see that title, A All Gravity, Any Day Above Ground Living. Hopefully you're having a fantastic start to your Wednesday. If you wasn't in the last two lives today, it's Wednesday. Go out and hump something. Y'all see that? Y'all saw the thumbnail and the title. You walked in and saw this. We're going to talk about the Jamaican-American politician today, the Japs. They going to have a rough 2026, boy. The hit pieces are already out. They're being exposed by their constituents. This is not going to be fun. But let's get to Winsome. After next November, we're going to start calling her Loosome. Virginia Republicans worry about their gubernatorial candidate who invoked slavery when criticizing DEI. Woo! Now, I think her race is this November, but she ain't gonna win. Virginia Republicans are bracing for November with a growing sense of doom. The GOP already faced a tough climate in this year's elections thanks to tech billionaire Elon Musk's war on the state's robust federal workforce, which she's going to have to answer for. Then came a bitter intra-party feud over Republicans' lieutenant governor candidate. Now some Republicans are privately expressing concerns about the viability of their gubernatorial nominee, Winsome Earl Sears. See, they loved her when she said what she said about Black History Month, saying that she shouldn't celebrate it and people shouldn't celebrate it. Now they don't like it because now she's going to have to stand up and put her record and her rhetoric on the line. Now they don't like it. Interesting how that always seems to happen. With the demographics of Richmond in an off year with the Republican White House, it's going to be tough, said longtime Virginia Republican strategist Jimmy Keaty. To be a Republican and win in Virginia, you have to run a very good campaign. You got to have tailwinds, and the Democratic candidate's got to make a mistake. Virginia Republicans always knew this would be a challenging election year. In the gubernatorial race, Democrat Abigail Spanberger is a well-positioned candidate with a record of winning competitive races. But Virginia Republicans are growing increasingly worried about Earl Sears' slow start to the campaign. According to nearly a dozen Republican strategists and officials in the state, her sluggish fundraising, a controversial speech in which she compared diversity, equity, and inclusion programs to slavery, and her frosty relationship with MAGA rising star John Reed, who was running for lieutenant governor, could make a bad year worse. A lot of us are looking at it and saying, I do it differently, said a senior GOP staffer, granted anonymity to speak freely. She's a good person, she'd make a good governor, and she's just not as strong as a candidate as we like to have. Wait, you know what? We should do this right. I think we should do this right. We should have Jamaican music in the background, I'm just saying. We should do it. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, we're gonna get this one. Cause I need Winsome and Wesley and Byron. Me need them to understand. The white people them not like you know. Them not like you. If y'all sell beef patty on the road, then them say, then we like you. But you not sell beef patty on the road. Y'all try to sell them interest and them not like it. Them not like it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I said them I gonna knock on the back of Kingston. Yes, sir. Make sure I put this part repeat. Yes, sir. All right, back to the article. I don't even know where it is. Shit. Where is it? There you go. There you go. That's crazy. Look at that. That's a crazy picture, fam. Why she look like, right? Hold on. Why she look like she tried to teach some course at an HBCU and she over clapping. Recently, her campaign sent a fundraising email that tied American slavery to DEI. What? Slaves did not die in the field, so we could call ourselves victims now in 2025. That's what she wrote, family. I'm finna write it again, and I'm gonna say it again. Slaves did not die in the field so that we could call ourselves victims now in 2025. That's what she said. That's what her campaign said. Said the email signed by Earl Sears, who was looking to become the state's first woman and second black governor. The email went on to say that, quote, Democrats think minorities can't succeed without DEI, and highlights Virginia as the former capital of the Confederacy, because I'm sure they wanted that kind of history. The campaign said it was not responsible for the email and declined to say who was, but a video shared with Politico showed her making similar statements at an event in 2023. The text is still posted on her campaign's Win Red fundraising page, because this is how she feels. She one of them yardies who think that she better than the black folk that are already up here, including this Yankee right here. Ma'am, just because you were listed in the armed forces and you had an upward trajectory, you weren't a threat. That's why they let you go as far as they let you. Now you're in the forefront, and now you got to sit up there and sell your platform. You can't even sell your hair with a comb. And you expect Virginia to vote for this. I'm going to say, since nobody else is going to say, ma'am, if you ran as a Democrat, you get washed. Winsome is a strong candidate running a smart campaign, and we will wield the governorship in November, said campaign press secretary Peyton Vogel. We'll keep our focus on things that matter, like continuing to break fundraising records, earning endorsements, and sharing with Virginians the dark realities of Abigail Spanberger's two-faced balancing act. Notice in this statement, he didn't say how we were going to make Virginia better under an Earl Sears administration. You notice that. Notice that they didn't tout their record so far with Youngkin. Got it. When watermarked stock photos appeared on the issues page of her campaign website, an internal oversight suggesting not everything the campaign produces is fully vetted, Chris LaCivita, a former senior advisor to President Donald Trump's 2024 campaign who has worked for a number of high-profile Virginia Republicans, called campaign staffers amateurs. Now, for what you don't understand, somebody, whoever created her website, took photos from Adobe stock and put it up on her issues page. And I kind of find this funny that somebody like him would say some stupid shit like this when we've literally seen copy and pasted websites on both sides of the aisle. They all follow a format that I have yet to see a campaign website that is unique. But okay. And by the way, they just said that she just put up the issues page. We're in June. The election is in 5 months. She just put up an issues page. And she declared last year. That should tell you everything. Others have criticized Earl Sears for not firing back more forcefully when a Democratic leading group last month released audio of her saying she believes that Trump tariffs were positive for the economy in an effort to paint her as out of touch with many Virginia voters, because she feels exactly like this. Excuse me. Wow. It was crazy. And there are questions about her previous hardline stances on socially conservative issues that the party has been trying to shed to better play in the blue and affluent suburbs of Washington. Earl Sears has written her opposition on bills and constitutional amendments that she is constitutionally required to sign. The Virginia Mercury newspaper reported on a handwritten note Earl Sears wrote expressing that she was morally opposed to an amendment that enshrined abortion in the state constitution, and the Virginia Scofield she added a similar note to anti-LGBTQ discrimination bill too. Those are the kind of glitches, when you see them, you manage them. You get through them, and you go to the next thing. It's Kay Coles James, the former head of the Conservative Heritage Foundation, with deep ties to GOP circles in Virginia. I'm not in a panic mode at this point. That's her opponent. That look like Marjorie Taylor Greene's sister. All right. Virginia Republicans maintain that it's early, and even some of her harshest critics believe there's time for her to turn it around. I don't know. I don't think so. I doubt that. There's some evidence that Earl Sears is heeding those calls. The campaign launched its first ad this month, highlighting her highlighting her immigrant roots. Keep a pin in that. Her service in the Marines and her willingness to buck traditional Republican orthodoxy. She was set to travel to Dallas on Monday for a fundraiser held by former President George W. Bush, according to a screenshot of an invitation reviewed by Politico. The campaign has also ramped up its attacks on Spanberger by amplifying her recent comments that she doesn't support a full repeal of Virginia's right-to-work law, banning unions from requiring employees to join. Some Republicans who remain optimistic about Earl Sears' candidacy argue skeptics had similar critiques 4 years ago when current Governor Glenn Youngkin was trailing then Democratic nominee Terry McAuliffe 2 months before the election. Youngkin eventually won the state by 63,000 votes and was seen as a sign of the GOP's comeback after losing the White House and the U.S. Senate in 2020. Earl Sears, a Jamaican-American woman running alongside an openly gay man for her lieutenant governor seat and the son of a Cuban refugee for attorney general, also represents an opportunity for Republicans to emphasize diverse credentials. Yet she was against DEI. I tell you, they're funny. She's literal DEI, but she's against it. Okay, cool. It sounds like a Democratic ticket, right? Said former U.S. Representative Tom Davis, a Republican from Northern Virginia. That's the Republican ticket. Look, there's always grumbling, said Katie Gorka, chair of the Fairfax Republicans, who attributes Earl Sears' fundraising earlier in the cycle to being hamstrung by her duties presiding over the state Senate and the Virginia legislature, not wrapping up its 2025 session until late February. Spanberger, no longer in elected office, could raise money for her campaign full-time. So far, Spanberger has a big advantage. She raised $16.3 million in the first quarter, compared with Earl Sears' $5.6 million, according to campaign finance records. Gorka, the wife of top Trump aide Sebastian Gorka, also dismissed assertions that the lieutenant governor made a blunder when comparing slavery to DEI programs in a fundraising blast. I think part of her strategy is to make sure she reaches across the aisle and reach a wide range of Virginians, Gorka said. Her talk about slavery and DEI may not appeal to the Republican base, but I think there are a lot of people who do respond to that. Why the fuck would you say that? Okay. Still, many Republicans don't feel the lieutenant governor is positioning herself well for the general election. Unlike Youngkin 4 years ago, Earl Sears did not face a drawn-out primary. The governor, who according to Virginia law is barred from serving consecutive terms, effectively cleared the field for her when Attorney General Jason Mayaris decided to seek re-election instead of running for governor. The lack of a competitive primary means that Earl Sears has more work to do to introduce herself to Virginians, multiple Republicans said. So you have a lieutenant governor, you don't even know who they are. Sounds familiar. I don't think the average voter knows there's a campaign on either side right now, to be honest, Davis, the North Virginia Republican said. We used to say voters aren't stupid, they're just not informed. Aren't stupid, they're just not informed. This will come down as, are they comfortable with the direction of the state? How much does the national bleed over into this? Well, it's not, because it's an off year and most of them are not going to care. So there's her. Winsome. They don't like you, you know. And by the way, just because she doesn't know, I would venture to guess that it's the Republicans putting this out. You know, the hit pieces and all that. Other the guys are being Democrats. Ooh, look, she's talking.
For governor of our great Commonwealth of Virginia. Hello, I'm Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears, and as you know, I'm running for governor of our great Commonwealth of Virginia. I want to speak directly to my opponent, Abigail Spanberger. Abigail, you said that you would not force any Virginian to join a union against their will, that you would be pro-worker. Well, today is the day. You said you would sign such a pledge. You have not done that. We're asking you, please come clean and tell Virginians, will you do what you say you will do? Will you disappoint them now?
Why is she talking like that? Is she afraid her accent gonna slip out? Beats by G, what are you talking about? Left-wing hit pieces. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, maybe y'all can educate me, but I didn't know Politico was left-leaning. I didn't know that. And it's funny that you said this was a hit piece, yet they talked about a number of Republicans in here, got quotes from Republicans. But you're right. This is a hit piece. Not the fact that she's been acting like this since she got in. I covered her 3 years ago saying shit about Black History Month when it wasn't even warranted. You're right, though. This is a hit piece. You're right. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. I'm taking this from her website, but at her X page, but yeah. Yeah. Her issues. Yeah. Stock photo. Yeah. Left wing. It's funny though. Fine, you want to talk about left wing hit pieces. How come Fox News hasn't had, or News Nation hasn't had her on to talk about that race? Because this is Virginia's year, because there's really no other important race. This race can help shape 2026. Not one of them. So she needs the help. Not one of them contacted her to go talk. But you're right. Okay, sir. Beats by G. Again, we're not using news. We went to Politico. We didn't use news. We didn't use news networks. We went to Politico. This is all Politico. Everything I read. I read this entire article just now. Yes, they are paid and well-financed to spin narratives. That's why I give them everything. Okay. And I'm also going on their pages and their websites to show you where the answers are.
All day, I get to decide what happens in my child's life. not you, not the government, not anybody.
But ma'am, your government. Wait a minute. So you get to decide what's going on in your child's life, but then you get to go decide what's going on in everybody else's life. Beats by G. You ever heard of News Nation? They're right leaning. OAN, right leaning. There's a lot of right leaning news stations out there. You just not privy to it. There's a lot. But anyway, we continue.
I don't co-parent. I had this child. I'm responsible for this child. Anything happens to little Johnny, you're calling me, right? As you should.
But you're sitting in the state legislature writing laws to fuck with people. Huh, got it.
Right. So what I'm saying, hang on. So what I'm saying now is, if I don't want my child giving lap dances at school by a drag queen, I don't want it done.
Right.
That's happening.
But do you think the state should have the right? Do you think the state should have the right to interfere?
I'm talking about as a parent.
Well,
I am a parent. Forget the state. I'm a parent.
lap dance.
This is my child. I will make a decision about what happens with my child.
I'm not sure lap dance.
But you're in government making decisions for everybody else's kids, including your own. Good. Since you feel like that, Winsome, why don't you put a provision in Virginia law that says all parents have the first, last, and every middle decision on their kids? No government involvement. I'd love to see if you could get that passed. You'd be a legend if you could do that. Yeah, she said lap dances. This going back to drag queen story time shit. But, you know, it is what it is. She always. It's funny that all these Republicans stay talking about California.
It's happening. Don't you see it?
There's drag queen story. There are definitely drag queens reading to children.
There are drag queens that are doing pole dances. There are drag queens that are
In school?
You,
What?
Bill, you gotta read more.
In schools, she said, they're doing lap dances and pole dances in the schools. This is what she said. The schools. Okay. We must have missed it. This is what she's doing. Artificially processed in DC, no principles added, just another can of Span packed with Washington swamp. This is what she thinks is going to win her the gubernatorial seat. Memes. Okay. What the fuck is the what? What is this?
In the name of Jesus Christ, I vote Winsome E. Sears.
Boy, you better start blinking twice. Look here. Why is LeVar Burton from an alternate universe? Why is he doing this? In this universe, we have Reading Rainbow. In his universe, they have Hearing Colors. What are we doing? Lamar Burleson, what are we doing?
For future governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, salute Her Excellency.
Dude.
In the name of Jesus Christ, I vote Winsome E. Sears for future governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Salute Her Excellency.
He got to be trolling. Ask the tax of words that Abigail Spanberger will never say. Winsome Sears is the only candidate for governor who can promise to eliminate the most hated tax in Virginia. The government forcing you to pay money to them just to drive a car is oppressive and un-American. Okay. Okay. And you're getting your ass kicked. You're down 17 points as of May 22nd. All right. Okay. Everything about Winsome Sears feels like a failed brand, out of touch, empty, and stuck in the past. Virginia deserves better. That's crazy. We are sending praise to DJ and his entire family. Great. Why she got on the church hat? Did she come out of church before she did this? Okay.
I'm a first-generation American.
What the fuck? Wait, what? Hold up.
I'm no typical politician. I'm a first-generation American.
You're not exactly unique, ma'am. You literally have politicians that are in Congress right now that are also first generation. Okay, continue.
I'm no typical politician. I'm a first-generation American.
Wait, we're not even doing this right. Hold on, we gotta go back. Hold on. Will you play, goddammit? There you go. There you go.
Joined the Marines, graduated college as a working mom, raised a family.
Here we go. Hey, what is it y'all always say? They try to use that move that they can't hit with nothing and they busted their ass. Winsome, are you going to tell them how you ran to the military the second you got it because somebody told you they was going to give you money? Come on, Winsome.
Became a grandma. First woman elected lieutenant governor and helped up.
She really tried to do that Benson move. That's what makes it even funnier.
Governor Youngkin, lower taxes and improve education. I'm Winsome Earl Sears. If you want another typical politician, look to Washington. But if you want a...
Ma'am, there's a whole bunch of Washington people that are you. You're not different. Let the accent fly.
United States Marine who will always fight for Virginia. I'd be honored to have your vote.
This is the Jamaican version of Harriet Winslow. Except she's less like. That's crazy.
Victory indeed. But I say to you, there are some who want to divide us, and we must not let that happen.
Ma'am, they already did that. Them Republicans finna show you something. They gonna go vote for the white woman. You watch what I tell you.
They would like us to believe we are back in 1963 when my father came.
When your father came. 1963. Okay. So thank you for telling us that. So your father ran before the riots down there. So it's not like he ran from anything. Damn, I'm going to get in trouble with Jamaicans today. I care less. See, at least my people came up here after the riots. They stuck it out for a decade before they came here. Yo pops ran. Now I get it. He came for a better life for you. I understand that. I'm not knocking that. But don't make it. Next, you're going to tell us that he was in the struggle. That's what she's going to say next. I can almost guarantee it. Go ahead.
We can live where we want. We can eat where we want. We own the water.
That's a damn lie if I ever heard one. She said we can live wherever we want. That's a damn lie. You can't live where there's an HOA. That motherfuckers, if they don't like you, you ain't getting in. Next. What she said about what I tell you, the struggle. Listen to what she said after where we can live where we want.
We can live where we want. We can eat where we want.
That's a damn lie. Go ahead, go to one of them honky tonk bars with you and your family and see what happens.
We own the water fountain.
Woman, you don't own the water fountain. The city municipality owns the water fountain. You don't own it. You'd be getting sued all day if you owned it. When they started looking up them lead levels. You hear how she talking? I told you she was going to say something about that struggle. Bringing up water fountains. Man, at least when your pops was in Jamaica, he could go to the river. He'd go to the ocean and get some water. The people up here had to fight to go drink out of a water fountain. You didn't have that problem in Jamaica.
We have had a black president elected not.
He's mixed. And why are you praising Obama? See, when they want to get elected, that's when they want to praise Obama. But once they get it or they on the way to getting it, it's shit on that man. And y'all know me, I don't like Obama. I'm just trying to tell you a story. It always shows up.
You. We can live where we want. We can eat where we want. We own the water fountains. We have had a black president.
Who the fuck is we, number one? But okay.
And elected not once but twice. And here I am living.
Ma'am, you got over because you was DEI. Please. Ma'am, you're DEI.
In case you haven't noticed, I am black and I have been black all my life.
Oh, I'm leaving. Wait a minute. Let me shut this music off. Wait a minute. Here y'all go. I'm going to play it again. I don't mean to trigger y'all, but I know when you heard that shit, y'all finna lose y'all mind. Go ahead.
In case
Because remember, she said she first generation American. Go ahead.
you haven't noticed, I am black and I have been black all my life.
I'm leaving because y'all gonna remember I'm Jamaican too, and y'all gonna start cussing me on her behalf. I don't need that shit. I'm putting on my protection right now. See, I put this protection on. I'm leaving. Y'all gonna cuss me something awful. I'm gonna sit right here. I put on, hold on, family. I put on my safety sunglasses. Y'all ain't finna cuss me. Ed Barry, how am I being racist? See, you stupid. How am I being the biggest? She the one that said it. And by the way, black people can't be racist. How is she talented? She grifted off that man. Okay, go ahead. Ed Barry, me and you gonna have a conversation. Go ahead and tell us what she did to earn that lieutenant governor. Go ahead. Tell us. I want her timeline. And don't lie to me because I already have it. Go ahead. Me and you gonna have a conversation. I ain't the one that invoked Obama. She did. She literally just went up there, didn't tout nothing. She said, because I'm black. She basically tell you she got on that stage because she black. She didn't turn that election around. Youngkin turned his own election around. She just coasted along. But go ahead, tell me. Go ahead. Don't run now. Cause I love how y'all praising somebody who said fuck Black history, essentially. I love how y'all praising her on that. But we're the bigots. We're the racists. Okay. That shit wasn't even called for when she said it. Because we the ones that told her, hey, go write a new email blast and say that slavery should be looked at, DEI should be looked at like slavery. We didn't say that. She said it. This is a woman who let that go out and didn't even check it. Her people coming outside talking about some, oh, we didn't. She came outside and said her people, they didn't even know that they sent that out. How are you running the campaign? You don't know what's going on in your campaign. Every aspect. But you want her to run a state. You want to give her more responsibility. Boy. I can't stand these people.
So I say to you,
he ain't hear it. I'm going to play it again. He didn't hear it.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But I say to you,
right.
There are some who want to divide us, and we must not let that happen. They would like us to believe we are back in 1963 when my father came. We can live where we want. We can eat where we want. We own the water fountains.
Who the fuck is
we? A black president elected not once but twice, and here I am, living proof.
Living proof of what? Y'all make... I love how they always think Obama was like the first black whatever the fuck. Jesus Christ. Y'all act like this country never elected anybody black before Obama.
In case you haven't noticed, I am black, and I have been black all my life.
I love how she's black and she ain't telling me she was Jamaican. Okay. There's that. There's a Winsome. Now we gonna go look. Shit, it's raining. Good move. We gonna go look at old Byron. Cause y'all remember last week when we was having fun with Byron, we kept showing how Florida would turn on Byron. Yeah. Look at this. We recently posted a report of a purchase of Amphenol stock by Representative Byron Downs. It caught our attention because we've never seen him trade the stock before. They released a strong earnings report right after his trade. The stock has now risen 42% since. Well, ain't that something? Woke has no place in our university system. Jesus Christ. We still doing woke. Okay. All right. Define woke. She wasn't stomping for Obama. She was invoking Obama just to show them that, you know, if that half black man could do it, then this Jamaican immigrant could do it. Look, he keep talking about fucking Biden. Sir, we don't care. I believe in term limits. You should not stay here forever. You got to go home. If you stick around long enough, it becomes about you and not about the people that sent you. Dumbass, you need to go then. Then you need to go. Jesus Christ. Look, you every time. What did I tell y'all last week? Every time Byron says something or does some dumb shit like this, he making DeSantis look correct. Ooh, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? When we did the Palantir thing yesterday. Well, what did I tell you? Did I tell you they're going to start paying off these Congress people? What did I tell you? They're saying this motherfucker right here, Cheyenne Sankar, who is part of Palantir, because I saw his name, he gave Byron Donalds 10 grand. Anybody aligned with MAGA finna get a paycheck. Whatever race they run in. If they run in to keep their seat, get a seat, or they try to run for governor. Boom. Must be nice. MAGA, y'all losing y'all grip on Florida, don't even realize it. I give credit to the Florida Board of Governors for standing up for Florida's conservative values. Nigga, you're not even a conservative, but okay. Thank you to Scott for Florida, Jimmy Petronis, and Greg Stube for your leadership. Woke has no place in our university system. It's time to restart the presidential search at Florida University or University of Florida, whatever the fuck, and find a more qualified candidate to lead our flagship university forward. Okay, motherfucker. Everything you think you're going to do for Florida, Ron DeSantis has already done it. Byron Donalds, you have nothing to offer Florida, so it's time for you to withdraw from the governor's race. Why? He finna make a grip off of this. Are you crazy? Y'all are just financing his retirement plan to go to the private sector. He got to get that money. This motherfucker said y'all need y'all in there to codify the America First agenda. You dickheads. Florida Republican Congressman Byron Donalds, ghetto affiliations. Ghetto affiliations. Now he got ghetto next to him. Irregular payments to his right-hand man are unacceptable. All right. Why can't Byron Donalds be the role model? Well, let me see. Westmore's giving Kamala vibes. All right, whatever, we know. We'll save that. Why can't Byron Donalds be the role model? Because he's a coon. He doesn't pretend to be shit. Well, because he's not. He just tells it like it is and gets results. The hell he does. What results did he get? Is going to be our next governor of Florida, too. Yeah, okay. He got to win the primary. Y'all keep forgetting that. This is the problem with the Democrat Party. It's just full of shit people who put on act, smoke, and mirrors. Okay, and I'll just tell you this. If he happens to win the nomination and goes against a Democrat, he's going to get destroyed. His best bet is to lose that primary and focus on keeping his seat. But, you know. But here's the only problem with that cat. See, he could be a problem in the private sector too. Hey, Cassie, don't worry. When he get that 4-letter adjective on his name, that's gonna be fun. And we all know what that 4-letter adjective is. It starts with an L and ends with a Y. Because we, as black people and melanated immigrants that are on code, that's the one word we never want attached to us. Because we know how white people are with that word. Now watch. They didn't let this man. Hey, AAPI. Hello. This is an unintended consequence of y'all knocking down affirmative action. I just hope you know that. Y'all could have had a major school, a major powerhouse school, have somebody that is from y'all's background, ethnically and nationally. Y'all could have had somebody representing y'all, and because y'all wanted to fuck around and mess with AA, now when y'all are going for these high positions, y'all gonna get looked at just like a student, and they're gonna say no. Oh, y'all don't want to talk to me. Told y'all to leave it alone, but y'all didn't want to listen. Okay, now you gonna learn. Several months ago, Republican Byron Downs from Florida predicted Ono would not get the job due to DEI because they put it out there. Just because he wanted diversity at the school, he put it out there, and they fucked that man up. Okay, now watch. They're gonna get some hard ass in there, and attendance is gonna go down even more, and they gonna blame who they gonna blame. They're gonna blame the Democrats. Oh my God. This nigga, hold up. Florida, University of Florida, let me holler at you. Y'all let a nigga from FAMU decide who your motherfucker. Wait a minute. I'm not knocking FAMU. Let me just get that out the way. I ain't knocking FAMU. Shout out to that HBCU. I just want y'all to understand. Y'all let a nigga from FAMU who got arrested for stealing funds in the way of checks, who got caught selling weed in school, who left his old lady by cheating on her with a white woman, you let that ninja dictate who your president gonna be. And the school not even in his district. That's crazy. That's crazy. What is this list? As of today, who are you most likely voting for in 2028? That's crazy. You mean if this is the field for the Republicans, boy, you better go on. Wait a minute. These are the. I just want y'all to understand too. Do you know how many people right now are turning on Trump via Byron Donalds and say that they should have taken Ron DeSantis instead to go up against now that we know Kamala Harris? Even though I explained to y'all and I explained to them that there was no surefire that he was going to get Florida if he ran. That's the only reason why they kept Trump. They needed to lock down Florida. They could not have Florida be in play. Byron Donalds. So y'all telling me y'all gonna be cool with Byron Donalds taking let's just say he wins Florida and he becomes governor. Y'all want him off there in 2 years if he's a presumptive candidate? That doesn't make sense. So you want him to neglect your state for damn near a whole year after you voted for him because he wants to run for president. And y'all, I swear to God. Yeah, you can send that meme. I tell you, they dumb. First off, nobody in Iowa gonna vote for that man. You put this field on there, it's gonna be a race between DeSantis and JD Vance. Who's voting? Byron Donald's gonna go the way of Vivek. He might get 7. I keep telling you, black politicians. Well, let me rephrase that. I keep telling you, melanated immigrant politicians, MAGA don't give a fuck about y'all. The left don't give a fuck about y'all. Y'all are a face. That's it. They don't want you representing them. That's why y'all go to them white districts, because they see you as the angry black person. And they need that. But y'all don't want to find out till later. I understand. This motherfucker, Hacksign KT, sent me a whole bunch of code. I don't know what. Let me see what he said. All I saw was a whole bunch of letters. Oh Jesus, what is this?
You cheating! What's wrong with you, boy? They cheating on this game. Okay, ain't no need to cry and all that. I need to turn it off. They keep on shooting at me. Okay, you know what? Okay, it's time to turn it off now. Ain't no more playing right now. Turn it off. I'm just cooking dinner. Turn it off. You know what? No more game. I couldn't even run nowhere. Okay, it's a game. It's a game. Hell, you gotta keep going at it to get better. But you gotta cut it off now because your ass crying and shit. I've been playing all day. You know, I know it's 2 now. Okay, come on, baby, quit crying. They cheating. Come on, get some ice cream. Okay, they cheating. Okay, just stop playing for a while. I hate this game. Okay, don't play it no damn more. You right. Calm down. I know you do with it. You do with that game. I knew I should have got it for your ass in the first place. Can I play when we get back? No, come on, let's get some ice cream. Hell no, you're crying now. Now you gonna play some more? You crying? Humping and bumping. You gonna play another game, not that. I do want some ice cream. Okay, go bring your ass on. Go cry. Come on. Okay. Come on. No more playing. Turn it off. I'll tell them I'm turning the game. You tell the ass to bring your ass on. I'm going to get ice cream. You cheating. Yep. Come on.
Huh. That's what he gonna do on November 3rd when he lose. Maybe the white woman go get him some ice cream from Publix. You know how it is. I'll tell y'all about that Big Fraud Byron. Now they started saying more now. Big Fraud Byron. Go ahead. Let me see what we got. Race baiting. Damn. I can't wait till they start knocking his old lady. Byron Downs loves to plagiarize DeSantis' accomplishments. Byron loves to talk, but has zero action plans. Byron is so envious of DeSantis, he directly copied his campaign slogan. Did he? Where's the copying? Okay, fine. Byron has zero new ideas, just wants to copycat DeSantis and play it off as his own. Okay.
With it as it comes. I could kind of tell from the first question or two what kind of night it was going to be. But, you know, that's all right. It's part of the business.
I asked Byron Donalds why he believes he should be Florida's next governor and what he's going to do to help Floridians. However, his media team stopped him from answering that question. Reporting in Estero.
Because he ain't got no answer. That's why. Fine, we'll do it. Even though y'all don't want to see it, we'll do it. Wait, we gotta do it right. We're gonna look up his website. Byron. Please come get this cow foot and rice that I made. Come on, Byron. You not get up until you finish all of the cow foot. Get up, Byron. I would just love to know this nigga. Fam, he don't even have he supposed to be running for governor, correct? Sir, where are your issues? All you are on here is asking for money. Where is your issues page, sir? This is your website. He's making this too damn easy. Byron, where are your issues, sir? See, every time you do something this stupid, you make DeSantis correct. But anyway. Oh, God. Byron, they're going to make you serve Golden Crust beef patties in Congress when they finished with you. No, I tell a lie. You're going to have to go work for Golden Crust. Let me go see if there's a Golden Crust in Fort Myers. Let me look. Maybe you could be the store manager. Let's see. I don't even know. Let me go look up. What's what's Fort Myers zip code? Let me see if there's any Golden Crust down there. We'll look up. Okay, 33905. Let's look. Let's see. Find a restaurant. There we go. Will you close? Damn, he don't even have one. That's crazy. That's crazy. They don't even have one in Fort Myers. So I don't know what he gonna do afterwards. That kind of sucks. Let's see. What else is what else is this must be a really wide area then. Oh, he all the way over there? All right. Let's see. Let's search. Oh, he have to go all the way to Port Charlotte. Maybe you can get in with the Port Charlotte. He'll have to just drive 110 miles every day. I'm just saying. Man, they got hella ones. They got hella ones on the East Coast. They only got one over there. That sucks to be you, Byron. You might have to move the family to Port Charlotte. Anyway. Where we at? Let's go look up Westmore now. Oh, here it is. Let me just show you this from Winsome. Slaves did not die in the field so that we could call ourselves victims now in 2025. If they saw the DEI nonsense today, they would say to us, is this what we died for? No. We died for you to have an opportunity. Take it. Here you go. My father came to this country with nothing more than $1.75 in his pocket. He had next to nothing but with education, grit, and determination and a job already for him. My father built a life for me and my family here. He never asked for a handout. He never needed one. He literally asked the government not to send him back. That's a handout. He literally asked his boss to make sure he gives him a good review so INS don't send him back. The fuck is you talking about? Okay. All right. Sure, Winsome. We got you. We got you. Now we look at Westmore. Here we go. How Westmore can be a hero for rural Marylanders. Here we go. CNN conservative pundit praises interesting Westmore, pretty talented communicator. Scott Jennings, huh? CNN conservative commentator Scott Jennings labeled Maryland Governor Westmore interesting, while praising his communication skills and tearing into other progressive members of the Democrat Party. I think Westmore is actually a pretty talented communicator. So nothing about his policies. He can just talk well. Jesus Christ. Didn't they pull this with Obama? But all right. The other person who spoke in South Carolina, Tim Walz, is a special mixture of extreme buffoonery and a mean spirit, which is a toxic brew. He is not the future of the Democratic Party, Jennings added in remarks highlighted by Mediaite. The Maryland governor, who was seen as a rising star within the party, has been floated as a potential presidential candidate in 2028, said at the beginning of May he will not run for the Oval Office in the next election cycle until they throw the bag at him. More is interesting, probably more interesting than some of the radicals you have out there. Crockett, AOC, I mean, these are the true leaders of your party right now, Jennings added in the CNN panel discussion, referring to we already know. Moore, an Army veteran and nation's only black governor, called on his party to learn from President Trump's impatience and to act with more urgency during his remarks in South Carolina. I want to be clear. We can and we must condemn Donald Trump's reckless actions, but we would also be foolish not to learn from his impatience. Moore, a first-term governor, said during his roughly 30-minute speech to the state party officials and activists. Donald Trump doesn't need a study to dismantle democracy, use the Constitution like a suggestion box. Donald Trump doesn't need a white paper to start arbitrary trade wars that raise the cost of virtually everything in our lives, he added. If he could do so much bad in such a small amount of time, why can't we do so much good? Yep, this sounds like Obama. But this is what they want. They want this new fool. And they're going to get it. He can go get a job at Golden Crust too when it's all said and done. Here we go. Westmore is Jamaican-American. I do not care that he has a parent that is Black American because he has rejected a reparations study in the state of Maryland that would benefit Black Americans. He doesn't get the privilege of being both. While Westmore spends millions studying the Red Line, Southern Marylanders are stuck driving on a crumbling bridge shut down just 10 years after it opened. He doesn't care about you, just his next promotion. Huh. If you're in Maryland, can you confirm this? I don't know what he thought. He's in a size 2T, and we don't play about Governor Westmore. Okay. He deleted the post after y'all cooked his medium suit. Yeah, this was crazy. I don't know what this nigga was thinking, but the video around. Pretty strange way to spend a weekend for someone who insists they're not running for president. Westmore cares about one thing, and it's definitely not the future of Maryland. Weeks ago, Maryland Governor Westmore told the national audience he's not running for politics in 2028. Like 98% of politicians, he was likely lying. If Westmore won just 1 more percent, he would have won all but one county. Okay. Who cares? Wake up, Maryland. Westmore is a carefully curated, open-door source-funded globalist. Nothing about him is authentic. He's determined to destroy the coast of OC for wind farms and convert the farms to solar fields to appease his handlers. Said that. Well, okay. Wow. He deleted the whole thing? Wow. The DNC's Westmore full-body, performance-quality, ventriloquist doll-style puppet features an incredibly easy moving mouth. Simply insert your hand into the slot in the puppet's back to operate the mouth. By opening and closing your hand, the puppet's mouth will open. That's crazy.
At stake for those who we love and care about, for those who are so much at stake for the direction of this country that we love. We must fight with the fierce urgency of now. This is the moment for us to say together in one voice, gone are the days when the Democrats are the party of no and slow. We must be the party of yes and now. Gone are the days when we are the party of bureaucracy. Gone are the days when we are the party of multi-year studies on things that we already know. Gone are the days when we are the party of panels. Gone are the days when we are the party of college debate club rules.
So when are y'all going to be the party of taking action since you know what the problems are? Or you still got to play with red tape?
We must be the party of action, and that action must come now. Because right now, we are being called on to act and to lead. The people want a growing middle class, and they cannot wait. The people want access to work and wealth, and they cannot wait. The people want to feel safe in their own communities and safe in their own skin, and they cannot wait. The people want access to health care that is accessible and affordable and a basic human right, and they cannot wait. The people want good schools that are supporting our educators, and they want schools that are teaching our young people how not just to be employees, but also how to be employers.
But the kids can't read. I'm really going to dread doing that live, but it's going to have to be done. There will be a live coming up. Hold on, let me shut this music off. We're done with the Jamaican-Americans. There's going to be a live coming up very soon of how these kids can't read. And it's starting from the young ones all the way up to college. The No Child Left Behind has been a boondoggle, boy. But before we close here, I just got to say this. You Jamaican-American politicians, these three that we spotlighted, Yvette Clarke, Sheila Jackson Lee's daughter, and whoever else, you've been targeted for destruction. Unfortunately for you, Westmore, because the line for the Democrats on 28 is so short, they're going to put you up there. Because they have to have a bald-headed, no facial hair Negro up there. Because they're not stupid enough to put Cory Booker back up there. And Tim Scott gone. So in that field, it's probably going to be AOC, you, Josh Shapiro. I'm still just holding out hope for Matthew McConaughey, because then that'll just be funny as hell. And others, Ro Khanna, people like that. You got a lot of work ahead of you. And don't worry, because your Hollywood connections are going to come back up. And it's going to be your own Democrat friends that are going to expose that. They're going to play, because that's what the Democrats, I think, are going to pull for 28. Who's going to be the big Hollywood person that's going to support them? Now, Westmore, we've already gone over, got money from Samuel L. Jackson and Gwyneth Paltrow under a pseudonym. At least I give Samuel L. Jackson credit. He and his wife said, yeah, we giving this motherfucker some money. Gwyneth Paltrow and her husband had to do it through an agency that they own. So at least he's got that for it. He got Pepper Potts and he got Nick Fury. Now, if he fuck around and get Dr. Doom, y'all motherfucking Democrats gonna be in trouble. I'm just saying. Why y'all gonna do that? Why you doing that, man, like that? The man looked like Charlie Villanueva. Don't do that to that man. Let him live. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to go relax. This is 3 lives in a row. I'm tired. So hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I try to be better next time. I see you when I see you. Y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.